They will not be taking items of sentimental value, but other things that have a cost of over $1,500, whether it's cash or the actual item itself. Those are all fair game. But most controversial in all of this is actually the issue of family reunification, where an individual will have to wait not a year, but now 3 years before they can even begin that process. Now, no big surprises. The bill did go through very easily, around 75% of people voting in favor of it. I am now joined by Pernille Skipper, who voted against the bill, one of the few out there. What does this mean for Denmark and Denmark's identity?
Well, I do think there's a lot of people outside of Parliament who disagree and do not feel represented with this bill today, and I think I take a bit of comfort in that. But I'm also afraid that it will create more division in our country, that there will be, well, a larger gap between those who want to help refugees more and those who, well, feel well, righteously or not, feel this fear because of the huge amount of refugees coming to Denmark. And they're also fed by this bill. I think that, well, it becomes acceptable to treat refugees in this way and to, well, divide families, which is correctly the most horrific part of this bill today.
And one of the other issues that those who support the bill were bringing up was that if you let in more asylum seekers, that's going to threaten the very identity and the Danish way of life. Now, what kind of a solution did you want to see? Because people do want to see the flow of refugees come under control.
Well, I think there's, first and foremost, we need to recognize that people are coming to Europe and they are coming to Denmark and they are fleeing war and things that are much, much worse than we can ever present, luckily. And so they will keep on coming. The question is whether or not you should take on policies that have the idea of pushing people out of Denmark, scaring them off coming to Denmark and pushing them towards our neighboring countries, or we need to go a common European way. And my party and the other opposition parties of this bill, we really, really want to take leadership in Europe towards a common European solution. It's the only way forward, because we will now just be creating ideas for other right-wing governments in other parts of Europe who want to follow and also scare refugees away. And well, we can all see that's not going to have a happy ending.
And so what kind of a solution would you have want to see being put into place, being implemented, as opposed to this bill?
Well, we need a European common solution, and that means that we need to come together in Europe, have an agreement on how to divide people, refugees coming to Europe, in Europe and between countries, and then taking all the responsibilities that we need to take on. We need to take on refugees in Denmark. We do, and we need to treat them fairly. Other European countries also need to lift a larger responsibility than they do right now. And then most of all, we need to provide a better, well, ground for the refugees who are not able to come to Europe but are stuck in neighboring countries and in Syria. Those are really the people that we need to help the most. Cutting back on, well, welfare and help towards them, that is the worst thing that we can do right now.